Hi everybody, it's Andrew Hutchings with you, adjusting my towel so it doesn't fall off. And this is episode 7 of serious relationship advice. Now, if it's not actually episode 7, I'll fix that in the title because I know I messed that up in one video. And I do not completely remember what I was going to make this video about, but it was something to do with like showing when you're sad, so I hope I didn't already talk about this in another video. Yeah, I should probably have looked at my notes that I took. I actually never take notes for videos, but I had a thought the other day and I took a note, but now I can't remember what I put in the note. But yeah, if something makes you sad, make it known that that makes you sad, because if you're sad and what makes you sad keeps happening, you're going to continue to be sad or you're going to get more sad. And it does not make you not a man or not whatever to tell your girlfriend or your fiance or your wife, and obviously I'm not going to use the kind of tone of voice I would with my fiance or my wife because I'm not getting intimate with my telephone, but you know, it makes me really sad how you do that. It really hurts me and just doesn't make me feel good when you're like that and you do X, Y, and Z. And explain as good as you can. Now hopefully she's a good girlfriend, fiance, or wife and listens to you and realizes that, you know, I didn't think about that. I guess I should think more about that and try to be more like this or less like this or whatever. And now, the other day I was talking to someone about similar stuff and they're like, oh, well, you can just not argue about anything. It's like, yeah, not saying you should argue about things. You just shouldn't let problems in your relationship go on. You should address them. Why be unhappy in your relationship? You're in a relationship to be happy. Why be unhappy? Don't. Talk with each other. Communication. Fix it so you can both be as happy as possible. And when she's unhappy, always encourage her to communicate with you, because she may be unhappy, but she may also be, for whatever reason, because there's so many reasons someone could not want to communicate, not because they don't love you or something, or not because they don't feel comfortable with you, but for one reason or another they just don't. So you constantly should be if you sense even just a little something, make sure you prod and ask about it, because oftentimes you'll only sense like the tip of an iceberg, but when you sense that, realize that there might be a lot more that you're not picking up on and that is being hidden. And yes, obviously, of course, she wants to hide that, or else she wouldn't have hid it, but maybe she doesn't truly want to hide it. And maybe she does truly want to hide it, but it's best if she doesn't. The moral is, work to resolve things that make you sad. Don't let them go on. Don't let them make you more sad. Because best case scenario, you stay sad all the time. Another scenario is you get numb to it. You just stop caring. Why would you be in a relationship if you just stop caring? Doesn't make any sense. Another scenario is that you get more sad, which can lead to another scenario where your whole relationship falls apart because you're not happy enough to want to be in it at all. So, yeah, address the things that make you sad. And the tough thing is, what if you do tell her and she goes, oh, okay, yeah, I get it, blah, 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 and keeps doing the same thing? Now, I'm not talking about unreasonable things. Like if you say, stop breathing air, it makes me sad. Of course she's not going to stop breathing air. Duh. But if you say, you know, I'd really like if we could just have some quality time together at least once a day for 20 minutes. That's not unreasonable in the slightest, in the least. You should definitely be spending 20 minutes quality time every day. So say that's what you're asking for, and she, oh, okay, well, but nothing changes. Now this is a controversial opinion on it, and it's not perfect, but nothing in life is perfect. But you've got two options. Let things go on that are making you sad and get all those potential problems I talked about, or get her to listen somehow. How you do that, it's going to be up to you. You got to figure out a way that's, one, not going to destroy your relationship, and two, going to get her to listen, and three, going to get her to change. Because maybe she listens, but she does not change. I'm not trying to flip you off, just trying to raise the same finger as before. Because maybe you get her to listen, but you do it in a way that she doesn't change, or she's not happy about how you got her to, whatever it is. You need her to listen and to change. Sometimes it can take a form that seems like you're being mean. Maybe you have to yell at her. Believe it or not, sometimes you need to yell at people. Oh no, you should never yell at people. Yeah, of course sometimes you need to yell at even people you love. Sadly, sometimes you need to yell at them. It's kind of like, oh, you don't need to ever kill people. Yeah, sometimes you do. If someone's running towards you with an explosive vest on, about to blow you and your wife up, you do need to shoot them before they come and kill you. Sometimes you have to do bad things for the greater good. So perhaps one day of yelling can get her to listen and to fix the whole rest of your relationship. Now, other problems are, of course, going to present themselves in the future. That's life. There's always going to be things that happen. But if you can extinguish one problem in one day and extinguish it for the rest of your relationship, in my opinion, one day of sadness is worth it. Think of me as you will, but that's my opinion. What's the alternative? Just break up because she doesn't listen? Think of it like this. Do you want to take the chance of yelling at her and having her sad for a day? Or do you want to just break up? Guess what? If you yell at her and she gets sad and it does not fix things, you can always break up later, and then it wouldn't even matter that you yelled at her and stuff. But if you just break up without even trying the yelling, well, you just threw it all away. Just so that you wouldn't have one day of sadness. Guess what? You're probably going to be sad when you do break up. So it's like, oh, you could have been sad from something that's going to fix your relationship, or you can be sad from something that's the start of the end of your, it is the end of your relationship. You gotta use your head. It's hard to get people to listen sometimes because we get stuff going on in our head and we get very pulled into things, and something over here, it can be very hard to get us away from like our narrow mindsets we're in. Like, say you're in school, you're very focused on your school, someone tells you, oh, okay, yeah, and then you go, but you need to grab their focus, get it, and then, if that makes sense. Maybe you need to grab her and shake her a bit. Maybe you need to go dump a bucket of cold water on her. I'm not saying I do that or whatever, but I hope you get the point. Need to somehow shock the system and get the attention redirected so that you two, instead of it being narrow focus on something else. And then you need to, while you have that attention, you need to make sure that you fix things and that you'll have that for a very long time in the future. So that you and her can both go from every day. Because if you're not getting really connected with each other and communicating very frequently, you're growing further apart. Your relationship is probably suffering. You need to stay close and connected. I hope you like this video. Everything in it is just my opinion, from my experience. Who knows, maybe I'll be divorced in 40 years, I don't know. I like to think that I'm going to be happily married until the day I die or the day she dies. I hope she dies before me so she doesn't have to live with the sadness of me dying, but hopefully she lives a really long time so that, Hope you like this video. Check out my other videos, check out the other videos in this series, or check out my fitness videos so that you can look like me, because, it does also help to be in good shape, to find someone, because love, it doesn't depend on how you look, but how you look certainly helps you find love. Because it gets your foot in the door. You can certainly find love no matter how you look, but it definitely doesn't hurt to look good. So check out my other videos for how to look better, get stronger and stuff, or you can just hire me for training advice. Let's get some good lighting, diet advice, supplement advice, explanation of supplement ingredients. You cannot hire me for medical advice, and if you've seen my other videos, you'd know that. Knew you were thinking about that, but you can't. But luckily, you can hire me to consolidate medical information, put it all in one place, along with my opinion. You can also buy my book on tendonitis very soon, because the cover is basically done, the book is basically done. I just need to change the about the author section. He's a really cool guy, but the speech to text, it came out not so great, so I will go in there and actually type it out. If there are any typos in my book, it's because I wrote part of it with speech to text and then went through and fixed errors. I think I fixed them all, but I'm sure there's one or two that I missed. What else? Check out my Instagram, natural_true_fitness, and check out my next video in the series, which is going to be really short because it's similar to this one. Well, not similar to this entire video, but similar to the end of this video, about communication and staying close. My next video is about what makes for a good long-distance relationship, because we'd all like to be in person together, but sometimes that's just not how life is. And you gotta find a way to make it work. Because you don't want to let go of perhaps the most important thing in life, true love.